business is. Check it out, this is Jay-Z.
Bumbleclad.
You're listening to F Radio 103.5, home of great music and DJs. All right, good morning, guys. Again, thank you so much for tuning in to F Radio 103.5 FM. And it's a fantastic Monday morning. As always, we have amazing music lined up for you guys. And that was a great track just off the airways. And now it is time for that part of the show called Real Talk, where we address social issues facing guys in the 254 and as well in East and Central Africa. And I have someone very special in studio, someone who also impacted me very, very much when I was in university and is now in studio to talk about today's issue with it, which is youth unemployment. James.
Until you said special.
It's special. Yeah, special. This guy's special to me, guys. He really, really impacted me and was the reason I really tried and did something small, I'd like to say, in Rare University. But today's topic, James, is youth unemployment. But before we go into that, James, tell us about yourself.
First of all, thank you very much. That was quite
anytime.
That was quite a heavy introduction.
Anytime.
Now I have to overperform.
Yeah.
I have to outdo myself.
Lazima.
Anyway, yeah, thank you so much, Dom, for that introduction. My name is James, or nowadays I refer to myself as Irungu Masharia. I really don't like using James. Just owning it. Former president of Riara University and former student of international relations. That was my major, and I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. And we are honored to have you. And today's topic, my brother, is youth unemployment. Right, so even before we really dig deeper into that, we should actually start by defining what is youth unemployment. So what do you think youth unemployment is?
Well, the first of all, we define youth, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the definition of youth has changed over time. It keeps increasing. A long time ago, probably it was below 35. But I'm sure right now, anybody who can refer to themselves as youth qualify for the same. Regarding youth unemployment, it's a challenge not only in Kenya, in Africa, but all over the world, where we have very qualified people with very limited opportunities. And opportunities is in regard to the promises, so to speak. Always in an election year, again, not only in Kenya, there's always that assumption where that's the promise that is made, creation of 35,000 jobs every year, which again accumulates to very many jobs. And towards the end of a tenure, leadership tenure, you find that those jobs have not yet been provided. Why? Yeah. Limited resources, more qualifications. I'm sure you've heard about this joke where they say how lawyers go to KSL and everything.
Yeah, and then one end up Lily Street.
Wanadhani ni what's these suits? Wanapata ni vyo jamaa kamani. Well, that is not it's not really the best way to go about this. Yeah. But to the truth of the matter is it's a challenge. And many people have, been restrained by some of these things. And that is why as we go, we're having a situation where people continue going to school because you have nothing to do. Yeah. Maybe as a job. Yes. You could pursue a master's and so on and so forth. So it's an issue.
And the first, even as we go deeper into this, one question I'd like to ask you, James. Can we define youth unemployment as when I leave university and I don't get a job? Or when I'm just in the house because of the lack of getting a job? Because those are two different things.
Yeah.
So which one is really quantified as youth unemployment?
Well, there is a very thin line, first of all, because I think it's very dependent on your assumptions or whatever it is that you had in your mind, because unemployment means basically you are depending or you are ready to get a job. You are ready to be employed, so it means you have an employer. But I don't know what you will say for the people who are supposed to employ themselves. The artists out here nowadays, content creation is also a form of employment nowadays. And some of the things that we never thought were serious long time ago, including sports. So I think for me is if you choose to stay home, first of all, you're lazy. You know, something needs to be done to you, because again, if you choose to stay home and not actively look for something to do, you cannot be categorized in those people who are saying, oh, the youth are unemployed. You know, you have to have gone through the process of quote unquote stomaching. You understand? For you to say, you know, the youth unemployment is actually
okay.
You know?
Okay.
So, and it goes a long way again with some of the organizations which is very unfair. And I think this one we should talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You go to an organization, you find you're very qualified for a job. But then again, you see 4 years of experience. Ulikuwa unafaa kuitoa wapi?
Point, which is a clear point. But then again, if you're going to, if the government themselves have said that they're guaranteeing jobs a year, for example, let's talk about the Jubilee government for a minute. And guys, this is not a political view. This is just it is just a point of consideration. The Jubilee government said they're going to be producing how many jobs a year? Was it 1 million jobs? I think.
Yeah, something close to that.
Roughly,
yeah.
And right now, so many youth are just chilling.
It goes ahead to the very issue of ethics, where corruption is reigning heavily. Mm-hmm. There are very corrupt officials. Issues like, you know, the KEMSA scandals about
exactly.
masks, the NYS thingies, which is actually stealing from the very youth that should be employed. But as you've said, the promises are promises. And this is just a clear reminder that a politician will tell you anything, absolutely anything. When you're doing campaigns, because you did campaigns, you promised.
I did.
Did you deliver?
Half.
You know?
I did.
And, you know, the rubber hits the road when you're actually in the position of leadership where, you know, you have the responsibility of actually making sure that, you know, you rationalize some of these things. And sometimes it's not actually possible because, you know, again, the funds and resources. You remember those points that you used to do in business studies. For if you write lack of enough resources, you'll always get a mark. That is actually it. Lack of enough resources is always a thing, and it will remain a thing for a while.
And it'll remain a thing for a while. And as guys, as we even break down this further, allow me to first put James on hold because it's time for some music, because the conversation is about to get deeper in the next segment. So hold on, and it's Chronics coming up right now.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Roll out the pool as the breeze. While it look like a science book, where a school mega teach. Rev the truck up to the mountain top, and as soon as me reach, go get this gun, kick the shoes off my feet, then I bless the cup, 32 sounds me read. Give thanks for the love me receive, me work every day in the street, and every day end with nights like these. When a holiday, just Valley Beach, a white t-shirt and a cut off jeans, and we not need no sneakers. No. Sun grains and massage me feet, blessing a flow like river. Girl drop asleep, she steam the indica, wake her and set. Sun burning up till it red. Welcome to Kingston every day. It's a summer every night, feel like a Friday. Rev the bike till I'm save. It's on my high grade, I make the irate. Still we not got red guys and nobody thinks every night a Friday. Oh yeah, oh yeah. General, when you touch the road, me I'm an empress of my brother, then I roll in the stranger. Herbs bitter like an emerald and 1 pound. Now several in the chalice, pop it up, no Babylon to the vapor. Tell her them they're ready for the energy. We bringing every style of them, I follow, yes, how we are the maker. Spending like I run, I think I Bolton. We come and remember every day of summer when they're day at Jamaica. Hold on, no baby, this place kinda crazy. Oh, everybody a dance, catch the energy. Babylon can't stop the music. Rastafari keep it moving. The whole world I pray for touchdown in the West Indies. God, the sun's burning up till it red. Welcome to Kingston every day. It's a summer every night, feel like a Friday. Rev the bike till I'm swear it's on my eye.
Say hello to your newest catch. She's Flames, my guy. A real star. She's good for your life and deeply satisfying. She won't break your bank and she'll definitely leave you fulfilled. Chicken filler is her name. Delicious is her game. She's bigger. Yummy. Amebeba. She's got lettuce, tomatoes, chicken breast, chips, and cheese. She's healthy, filling, and affordable. Pick her up at any chicken in outlet today for just 450 Kenya shillings, or as a meal with regular fries and soda for only 600 Kenya shillings. Chicken in. Love that chicken. Alright guys, that was Chronics, and I hope you guys enjoyed that track as we break down this even further. Now, James, if I may ask, I had the chance to have a conversation with someone prior, and he said that the youth are to blame for this problem. One, because he said that the government and youth should be a symbiotic relationship. And it's not. In the sense that the youth just keep on expecting from government, but they don't do anything to give back to the government.
Yeah.
Do you think the youth are the problem?
Yes and no. Because in as much as the youth keep expecting, the government is also expecting. We need to, just settle with the realization that there's some things that are standard, so to speak. The youth have been nurtured to believe that, there is that freestyle living, which is a nice thing. Having dreadlocks, piercing, open tattoos.
Yeah, I'm faulting at that one. Kwanza your piercings, yeah.
And everything and so on and so forth. Now, since I remember, for the very long time, for the longest time, when my parents were still children, government has always been standard on some things, like dressing. I can promise you that I have never seen in government somebody who has dreadlocks. Never.
Till recently though, there's a lawyer.
He's in government.
No, actually not.
You understand?
Yeah.
The government regulations are very clear about what they want.
Yeah.
So inafikanga mahali, somebody will come and say, for you to get employment, these are the requirements. So you'll have to cut your hair. You'll have to cut your beard. You'll have to dress in a certain way, choking yourself with ties every day, every single day, wearing earth colors, and so on and so forth. That is a little bit tiring for people of my generation, millennials and post-millennials, so to speak.
Yeah.
So now, those are things that the government expects of you. So you find most of the young people also lose out on the same. Now, from the side of the youth, it is okay for them to expect because that is the promise that they were given.
Yeah.
But I think I need to just mention in passing, and probably you will allow me to expound on this. Self-employment is actually very important. Very, very important, because anything that is helping you generate any form of wealth, anything that is helping you produce for yourself without relying on, third party, which is government, so to speak, will actually take you a long way. I'm not saying you'll have the authority to wake up whenever you want and dress whenever you want, but that's actually the reality. You'll dress up how you want. You'll wake up the time you want, and you'll be able to run your business
the way you want it
to be run. Yeah. And then you'll get your own money as long as you remit your taxes to the government. They don't have any problems with you. And I think that's a direction that many of us, including me, need to take. Being self-reliant on projects, on goods and services, on services themselves, and so on and so forth, so that to generate that small income to be able to sustain our lives. I can tell you, I know of a farmer who is 26 years old who earns around 78,000 a month.
78,000 Kenya shillings.
I don't earn that.
Yeah.
And I can say I've been there for a while, in government for a while, but I don't earn that. And that's simply because those people are able to, to do large scale, small scale. They're able to control some things. They don't have to go through the long bureaucratic processes of, this has to go through these channels. What he invests, he might get exactly what he invested or even more with profits, depending on how they plan their businesses. So I think it's just something that a lot of people need to, content
insight
creation
into.
was not something long time ago.
Yes. Shout out to East meets West. They
Yes.
were- yeah.
Shout
yeah.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it wasn't something long time ago, but right now, it's the way to go. That's what people are actually aiming for. Endorsements and all and so on and so forth. So I think self-employment is something that a lot of people should actually start thinking about.
And what do you think, as someone, and for guys listening in, one thing my guest has not yet said is that he works for government. He works in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and for me, it's been to see him get to that level has been outstanding.
Thank you.
And for the one question is, what is, as someone who's in government, government has really tried. Yeah, I'll say that with an open mind, because I have seen recently they are launching again a bigger project of Kazi kwa Vijana, which will incorporate over 250,000 youth. How is it being on the inside, as a young guy, and you have us on the outside who are now sitting down and saying, you get there, no jobs, and you're on the inside of government. What do you think of? What do you have to say about that?
Okay, well, Kazi Mtaani, Kazi kwa Vijana, Inuka something, and so on, and the various government projects that have been. What I think I will just underscore the position that has been done by His Excellency the President and government in general. And the position is there are deliberate efforts to make sure that, there is focus in terms of job creation and wealth creation, and even further giving opportunities for the young people to thrive, especially in businesses.
Yeah.
And government again has gone ahead to make sure that people are able to access opportunities, and in this case loans. There's this organization called something for Vijana for loans. Who has heard of it? It's something about accessing loans. I think that there's a
I've
program.
heard about it.
Yes,
I've
yes,
heard
yes,
about it, and even recently again, I know the government, the president recently during a forum, encouraged youth by releasing a 1 billion.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
That goes to a kitty youth fund. It's actually called youth fund. It's a kitty that young people can access loans to start their own businesses or to pay for some services with low interest rates or no interest rates at all. That is a very good initiative. And I think again it goes a long way in becoming now what do you want to do the same. We've also had some tenders in government being specifically allocated for young people. Specific. You'll find stationary, the small things that you think you can afford, not 20 million, 30 million projects. 5 million, 4 million, 200,000, 100,000, catering, those small things. They have been, some of them have been clearly marked for youth and people with disabilities. So these are some of the opportunities, maybe from government, that people can grab. However, I've found myself in a very awkward position trying to explain how, watu wa serikali mnakula pesa and everything.
Yes.
And it's a thing that happens a lot.
Yes.
And I think probably this is the time to make it clear. And I should say, people just don't access these things. And if somebody is corrupt, they're corrupt. There's no two way about it. And again, government has pronounced itself very clearly about how we deal with corruption. Not we. Government.
That was very smart. That was very smart. I've seen how you've moved around that one. Yeah.
But if somebody is corrupt again, they are. That's what they are.
Yeah,
and there is no two way about it. So when it comes to nyinyi watu wa serikali ndio mnakula, I can tell you and promise you, apart from the opportunity and the privilege that you gain from government, sometimes government, there's a whole collective approach where if I'm in government and you're in government, even if you're in different places and departments, there's a way we can be able to assist each other. It's only fair. You understand? But when it comes to access to some of these things like tenders and everything, there's a very clear process about
how it's done.
Yes, conflict of interest issues, there's very clear process about how it's done. So moving forward, I just think, and especially I'm just talking for people who on that side, not everybody eats this money, or not everybody is able to access this money. There's a very clear process about how to go around it. And let's just call the corrupt people.
Corrupt people.
Yeah.
Corrupt people.
It, yeah.
And I think that's a very, very deep angle to go for.
Yeah.
But before we even get further, we're going to take a small break, guys. Please remember to keep it locked to F Radio 103.5. And there's another banger coming up by Lil Nas called Holiday as we come back to wrap it up with the final word from James. It is F Radio 103.5.
Hey, it's a holiday. I got foes on foes and they out of control, yo. Hey, this another way. All my hit doesn't go and I hope that you know it. I can't even close my eyes and I don't know why. Guess I don't like surprises. I can't even stay away from the game that I play. They gon' know us today, yo. Hey, can I pop this? You tried to put me in the bubble, but I popped it. Switch the genre on you. Do a rocket. I got the biggest song. Check the charts, sis. I don't need them. They wanna know if I be last done. Even if I started flopping, that be fashion. Popping up in movies, ain't no Nazi. This ass done. I'm bad as Michael Jackson. Hey, it's a holiday. I got foes on foes and they out of control, yo. Hey, this another way. All my hit doesn't go and I hope that you know it. I can't even close my eyes and I don't know why. Guess I don't like surprises. I can't even stay away from the game that I play. They gon' know us today. Man, I snuck into the game, came in on a horse. I pulled the gimmick, I admitted I got no remorse. Nobody tried to let me in, nobody opened doors. I kicked them down, they didn't have a choice. Dun, 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 they tried to next me. Ayy, but I'm blessed, ayy, no flex, but my checks giving vetties, ayy, and I'm sexy. They wanna sweat me, pop star, but the rappers still respect me. They wanna know if I be last done. Even if I started flopping, that be fashion. Popping up in movies, ain't no Nazi, this ass done. I'm bad as Michael Jackson. Hey, it's a holiday. I got foes on foes and they out of control, yo. Hey, it's another way. All my hit doesn't go.
There's a more distinct dent. The shoulders have been rounded to create a unifying curvature.
Perfect. That was absolutely perfect. Now do the same thing, with more oomph, and don't forget to make it pop tafadhali, okay?
It has a slightly tapered body and a distinct heel.
Cheki Buddha, say it with more character from your stomach, bana.
It has a slightly tapered body and a distinct heel.
Cheki, say it like this. It has a slightly tempered body and a distinct heel.
Ish baba, kwani what are we describing?
Venue Jameson bottle. It looks great, has a great texture, and looks distinctively new. The whiskey still remains as smooth as always. In fact, so we funga this one and go grab a whiskey.
The Jameson bottle now celebrates a remarkable evolution of excellence and craftsmanship, spanning over 2 centuries. 1780 inside, 2019 outside. Excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health, not for sale to persons under the age of 18 years.
Alright, that was a hit track by Lil Nas called Holiday. And if you're taking a holiday right now, you better get up because I have a guest in the studio who is telling you how you can finally get yourself moving and advise you and educate you on this matter on youth unemployment. But before we go back into that, please call us in on 0722555677 to stand a chance to win 1,000 bob worth of airtime courtesy of Safaricom. As always, remember, Safaricom is honest, transparent, simple for you. And again, please go to our social media platforms and tweet us and send us messages and engage us on this topic and tell us what you think. James, now we have talked a bit. To me discuss. Dive in. We have dived into the matter.
Absolutely.
But what is the solution to that? To Mary, Joseph, Daniel, Nikita, anybody, the youth sitting at home, someone listening into radio right now to our station and thinking, okay, I've had it, but what can I do? What is the solution?
I'm not an expert, but I think I can try.
Yeah.
It's very important for people to decide or to discern to make their hands dirty, first of all. I don't think there's anything that you will ever want that will come for free.
Yes.
And it's very important to work hard. Very, very important. It's paramount.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the backbone of everything.
Yes.
I'll continue saying self-reliance and creativity and innovations and technologies and everything else, all in one basket. Everything that can help us become better people, we should take. The opportunities, technological advancements, the networks that we may have or may know somebody who may have, and so on and so forth, are very important for us to use.
Yeah.
Agreeing to do farming, a lot of people don't like that, because it's probably referred to as dirty work in quote unquote, but it has money.
It has a lot of
It has
money.
good
It does.
money.
It does. And I think, if I remember correctly, it's very minimally taxed. Very minimal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of those things, white collar jobs, I can tell you for a fact, are quite difficult to get. White collar jobs are totally different. If all of us were to assume that we will sit in an office, and work from an office, then I don't know where we'll get food from. I don't know who will polish our shoes. I don't know who will wash our clothes. I don't know who will guard our gates. I don't know who will farm for us, and so on and so forth. So it should be a whole system where it's interdependent to each other. The white collar person in the office is depending on the guard on the gate, and that guard on the gate, the wife is a mama mboga somewhere, and that mama mboga somewhere has a shamba somewhere where another person is employed, and so that everybody actually plays their part.
Yes.
And technology has helped things. If you can do content, if you think you have a good voice like Dominic to do voiceovers, you have good content that you can put out there. If you can sing, if you can do sports, those are the ventures that people are going for now. Writing papers, online jobs, writing papers, data entry, those are some of the things that are making landmark growth impacts as we speak. So I think it's just about we've had even somebody who did a totally different course doing a totally different job.
You did this, and you study something
so
else.
I think it's about grabbing opportunities. Grab opportunities that are around you. Take the opportunity to learn, to explore. Do short courses that will also give you competencies in different areas. Be very ethical again at the same time. Be very honest. Have the values that you need to survive, in this world, like honesty, hard work, patience, and all those things. And then all these things come forming up.
Guys, that was James in studio, and that was a deep topic broken down, as always, on Deep Talk, where we break down a topic in a way that you can simply understand. James, thank you so much for coming to studio.
Thank you for having me. Have me again.
I will have you again
on something
for sure.
that is not very serious.
It's something that's not very serious. We'll talk about this blue pill issue. This blue pill issue, because it's killing young guys out here.
Yes.
Remember, guys, thank you again. Please hold on. Don't turn off that radio station. Don't turn off that dial. We have some amazing music coming up. It is Bob Marley jamming. We have just jammed in studio to some deep knowledge. We'll be right back. See you guys shortly. It is Bob Marley jamming on radio.